Nobody does fall better than Whole Foods Market. The Spice Up Autumn event is happening now. Save on animal welfare certified beef top sirloin steak, perfect with gravy for a comforting meal. Find savings on organic Honeycrisp apples and organic pears. Then visit the bakery department for their limited time pumpkin butter chai cake. And while you can, level up your fridge with fall wine, beers, and ciders. Spice Up Autumn at Whole Foods Market. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Today on CityCast Denver. Are food halls destined to become a thing of the past like their food court predecessors? Newsletter editor Peyton Garcia joins us to talk about the food hall fad and all the other food news you need to know this week. Plus, stick around for our recommendations for your weekend. Today is Thursday, October 5th. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Newsletter editor Peyton Garcia, hello.
Hi, Bree.
Producer Olivia Jewel Love, hi.
Good morning, Bree.
We're talking about food. We've got some really interesting stories. Where do you want to start, Pey? What's going on this week?
Yeah, so let's start with food halls.
Food halls.
Food halls. I love food halls. I've always been a fan of food halls. Where do you guys stand on food halls?
I really like Milk Market. I was there the other weekend with my friend. It was so fun. We sat, we got drinks, we got pasta, and I love being able to choose the different places you go to. I think that's fun, especially when you're like with people who have like dietary restrictions or like are vegetarian and stuff. So then you're not like, you don't have to go to a vegan place and like stay there if you're someone who eats meat.
But the reason we are talking about food halls is not because they're necessarily popular. The news was they're kind of on the decline, right, Pey?
Yes. So the reason I bring it up is because Axios Denver had a piece about food halls. Are they dying is what they're asking. So last month, Frank Bonanno sold Milk Market because sales were so far down. They were like half of what they were before the pandemic. And Axios Denver went so far as to call it a growing trend. Zeppelin Station changed owners last year. Troy Guard sold his food hall, Grange Hall, which was brand new. And Broadway Market closed for good. Those were all great places. And so the reason is, I mean, at least what I'm speculating and what Axios Denver was speculating is that downtown lunch crowds were the main market for them. And I agree that like when I worked downtown full time, it was such a great place for your coworkers, for you guys to go.
It's just not seeing the same business. And I think what you're saying is like downtown crowds for the weekdays are kind of what's sustained, because otherwise it might have been like Olivia's saying, you just go with your friends on a Friday night and like once a week is not enough to keep a business going. So that lack of balance between the weekday customers and the weekend customers just isn't there anymore.
Right.
And we know real estate's expensive in this city. We know that food costs are expensive. I feel like everywhere I go, there's a note either on the menu or on the receipt or at the cash register that says like, hey, we have a service charge now. Hey, because of rising costs. So I could see where this would be a struggle. Something I found interesting in the Axios piece was restaurants were like, it's kind of hard to staff them because they're not a full restaurant.
That's what I was gonna say. They're complex, right? It's not as simple and straightforward as a singular restaurant. It's a complex business model, and then you need a ton of people to staff. So between inflation and staffing shortages and all that, like it's a huge detriment to the food hall business model.
It's so interesting because this is such a theme we've been talking about lately of lunch downtown dining. Is it back? Is it not?
Well, we go downtown every Thursday, and I feel
like but that's one day
lunch.
A week. That's the one day a week thing. So
right, but I feel like recently we've been having this conversation. Like I feel like Pey and I had it the other day because we went to Little Finch, which is like now just like our jam. That's where we go, and we were kind of like, there's not really anywhere else we'd love to go.
R.I.P. Sophia's.
I know. Right.
So I think you're right. It's that combination of the one day a week person, and food costs and all these things. So it'll be an interesting thing to watch, I think, to see how those go.
Excuse me. There are still food halls that are succeeding.
Totally.
Like Stanley Marketplace, Avanti, Edgewater Public Market. All three of those have been around for a while, and all three of them are still doing, from what I can tell, they're thriving. And I don't know if that has to do with location or maybe how long they've been in those spots, that they just have a very loyal following, because I think all three of those were around longer than any of those other ones that have had changes in ownership.
Well, and I bet the milk market won't do too bad. I mean, they sold it to the dairy block, and that's so popular, especially for people my age, just to go down there and get your influencer
food halls.
mode.
Food halls are the food courts for this generation. Brie.
Yeah,
that's right.
I think
Except for they're not as affordable because there's no Taco Bell in there.
Well,
Exactly. Okay. Well,
what else are we talking about?
Yeah. Next thing, a soup vending machine.
Did
my
you guys
notes
look
say
at the picture of the soup?
That's exactly my first thought. I was like, wow.
Soup vending machine, WTF. That's what my notes say. Okay, so a little backstory. So we found a piece in Westward that was written by Jacob Gorovoy. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sorry, Jacob. And it's a story about this company, Yokai Express. It's based in California, and they create 24-hour self-service, quote-unquote, vending machines that dish out hot meals, specifically hot rice or noodle bowls. And so there's actually 5 in Colorado. 2 of them are located in a Blackhawk casino, which I guess makes sense. And the other one is located in an H Mart in Aurora, the H Mart on South Parker Road. So Jacob for Westward went and decided to try this vending machine, and all I can say is it looked horrible.
Okay, I don't think it looked horrible. It just looked like a depression meal. It just looked like something I made in my dorm freshman year.
It did. It had a very microwave quality.
And it said it was $13, $12.
Oof.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It was
ridiculous
$13 for this.
Just go get a cup of noodle.
This bowl of really sad noodles.
I mean, because if you're gonna so my question with this is, I can't really imagine a situation or a location in which this would be a super successful concept. Because
I mean, I think the college campus, is the place,
train station,
and
airport?
the price. I think the price is really, the price point has to be lower for it to be more
not when you
appealing to
can
people.
go to the 7-Eleven next door and get a cup of noodles for 99 cents.
Also, you could get a meal for $13 from fast food, like a fast food place.
Totally.
That's what I'm saying.
You could get a drink and a meal. So the price was the thing that really threw me off. And also the fact that this is not new technology. I don't know why we're trying to act like this is something new and inventive. It's like,
I was going to actually bring that up, Olivia, because I was thinking about, I feel like I've talked about this episode in particular before, but I listened to this New York history podcast called The Bowery Boys, and they do a whole history of the vending machine food in New York. And it actually originated in Germany over like 125 years ago, I think. So it's something that's been around. The difference, I would say, is with the sort of automat concept, which is what they were called, the food was made in a kitchen and then put into a vending machine, and then you paid and you got like a slice of pie that had been cooked, versus this, which looks to me like those hot chocolate machines.
This is exactly what I was thinking. Like the
like
so that's the major difference.
Those I like though.
So I agree with you. It's not an original or new concept. It's just like, is this something that I just don't, like you said, the fast food feels more appealing.
Do we need this? Do we need this?
That's what I'm saying.
Who needs this? Because
maybe a casino in Blackhawk, you're hammered and you're
glued
down
to a
$200.
machine.
DoorDash some McDonald's like
I
a
agree
regular
though.
American citizen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And pay $16 for someone to deliver you some cold McDonald's.
The funny thing is, the one in the H Mart is they have a food court, or they have like a food counter or something in the H Mart that's like serving real authentic
I would go there.
And it's
rice and
cheaper.
noodle bowls.
That's what the article said. It's cheaper than the vending machine for you to go get a fresh, real one. I'm like, so you're paying for the novelty of this robot cooking you subpar noodles.
with freeze-dried beef strips. That's what Jacob said.
Oof.
Well,
So you're paying for a Keurig to like pour some hot water on just a bowl of dehydrated. It's just making your ramen for you.
it is
think-
for $13.
You hit the nail on the head, Olivia. It's novel. It's just novelty.
I don't know. Go try it. Let us know if we're wrong.
Let us know if we're missing something.
If you've
about
got
this
$13
idea.
to spare on that, then good for you.
If you have $13 to spare on vending machine ramen, you should become a member of CityCast.
You should give it to us.
Okay, all right.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the official CityCast Denver maybe for your weekend.
Nobody does fall better than Whole Foods Market. The Spice Up Autumn event is happening now. Save on animal welfare certified beef top sirloin steak, perfect with gravy for a comforting meal. Find savings on organic Honeycrisp apples and organic pears. Then visit the bakery department for their limited time pumpkin butter chai cake. And while you can, level up your fridge with fall wine, beers, and ciders. Spice Up Autumn at Whole Foods Market. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
And we're back. CityCast Denver maybe for your weekend. Pay, you've lined up some events for us. And we're going to decide what we think is the best.
I'm excited for all of these. Okay, so first one is happening Friday, and it's the NEA Big Read Kickoff Party. So do you guys know anything about the NEA Big Read?
I don't.
I had never heard of it. I didn't know what it was, but it's an initiative through the National Endowment for the Arts. And basically what it is like cities across, the country participate in it. But it's a citywide book club. But the kickoff party is happening at Denver Botanic Gardens on Friday from 5:30 to 7:30, and it's free to go. And so what they're pitching it as is a citywide book club. So the book that they've picked or that the NEA has assigned, I don't really know how that part works. It is the Post-Colonial Love Poem by Natalie Diaz.
Cool.
And the whole idea is to inspire connection and conversation over a range of themes, voices, and perspectives. So you go to this, you'll get a free copy of the book, and then you just get to enjoy interactive activities for the entire family. There'll be snacks and beverages. You're welcome to bring your own goodies, your own picnic. I'm a big reader. And I love a book club, even if it's just me and some girlfriends. So I thought that sounded super fun. This idea that everyone in the city who's participating is going to be reading the same book.
That's awesome. It's also Banned Books Week. So if you want to celebrate the ability to read a wide variety of work that we should be able to read in this country, I think it's a cool thing to celebrate. I saw some really sweet videos from LeVar Burton talking about how important it is that we have access to information. So cool. Okay, so that is it's called the Big Read?
Mm-hmm, the Big Read Kickoff Party at Denver Botanic Gardens. So check that out, all my fellow bookworms. Okay, moving into Saturday, this is up in Lowry. It's the Lowry Art and Architecture Loop. Saturday, 10 to 11:30 a.m. It's free. And longtime volunteer and Lowry Foundation board member Jim Lush will give you a tour of Lowry's historic district, where you can learn about all of the different buildings that used to be part of the Air Force Base that was there. And it's just it's a history tour. It's good. It sounds like for architecture buffs. Fun fact, before the Air Force Base was an Air Force Base, it was a tuberculosis sanatorium. So those are the fun things
Colorado.
you can learn on this tour.
Such a common story for this place.
I know.
And I would just say, I think, it used to be an Air Force Base, which I think most people know, but kind of from the outside, you might not know that right away because so much of the development over there is from the last 20 years. But once you get into Lowry, there's some really cool, beautiful buildings. This sounds, I'm an architecture freak, so this sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, it's I think it sounds cool. I think Lowry, and we've talked about it a few times on the show, it's just a cool area that's developed
it's a cool neighborhood.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. You could learn a little bit about the area, and then there's a lot of really cool spaces to check out. Still into Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Aurora is Choctoberfest. I know. It is being touted as Oktoberfest meets Halloween meets Chocolate Food Festival.
Wow.
Admission is only $10. And then you can buy tasting tickets for a couple bucks, I think. You can get 12 of them for $10. Or you could buy the $55 VIP ticket, which gets you a bunch of extra goodies. There's going to be all things chocolate, everything you can imagine. It's going to be basically Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. There's going to be candy, cakes, cookies, truffle, fudge, chocolate drinks.
Olivia's face.
Olivia's freaking out.
Just total disbelief.
We
over
broke
the
Olivia.
amount of.
But wait, there's more. More than just all you can eat chocolate. There's going to be a costume contest, pumpkin bowling, an adults only chocolate martini bar, chocolate bingo, and a chocolate pudding eating contest.
Ew. Gross.
I will say though, I think $55 for a food festival seems like a pretty good deal. I mean, I just know you go to these a lot, Pay, and they're usually pretty pricey. So if you're like a chocolate hound, that sounds like.
I mean, I looked at the
deal.
pictures and it looks like they bring their A game to this thing. It's not just like 12 like dinky vendors. It's like chocolate fountain
So where is
galore.
this again? It's in Aurora, but where is
Oh, it's Arapahoe County Fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Choctoberfest. Man, I have never heard about this. This is so cool.
Okay, and now there's one more event that I want to share with you guys. Saturday, October 7th, 2 to 4 p.m. at the Rodolfo Corky Gonzalez Library Branch in West Colfax. La
Yes.
Llorona Festival.
Ooh.
I know. So are you guys
love it.
familiar? I mean, you are, Brie. Olivia, are you
No.
familiar with La Llorona? It's a Mexican folk tale. I grew up hearing about it. It's almost like brown kids' version of who's the lady in the mirror? You go into the bathroom and you say her name. Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. Anyways, it's a spooky Mexican folktale. I grew up hearing about it. My older cousins used to always tell us the spooky story. In fact, I got Benny, my baby, a little book. It's supposed to teach him how to count, and it's based on La Llorona. And I didn't tell Willie about it because Willie gets really freaked out by stuff. And so Willie's like, we haven't read this book the other night before bedtime, and he opens it, and it's like super, they're turning something super spooky into like kind of kid friendly because it's just a counting book. So it'll be like 1 candle, 2 children, 3 gravestones, 4 pitchforks. And you're like, Willie's like, this is creepy. I was like, yeah, it's La Llorona.
I have to get this book recommendation from you because Montgomery is 2 and loves to be scared. His favorite book is Goodnight Goon, which is a parody of Goodnight Moon, and it's all monsters, and he loves it.
Oh my
So
gosh, I'm going to bring this so you can see it on Thursday.
Yes.
Brie. It's funny. So Olivia, it's supposed to be like, it's kind of this like spooky, scary story.
Okay.
But the library
She's
is
like the
hosting
weeping
this.
woman, right?
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah. I mean,
Gotcha.
the version that I always heard was like it's about this woman who drowned her kids and now she haunts the lake, and
Okay.
it's spooky. You'll have to look it up. But or go to this event where it's a family-friendly celebration, and it's actually looking at the origins and the history of this story, of this folk tale. And I know they did it last year, and it's not like a spooky fest by any means. I think it focuses more on the cultural aspect of these, folk tales, and there's like all these like activities that you can do, and you look kind of at the traditions that have evolved from this story. It's really cool. It's something that a lot of Hispanic kids grow up knowing. I'll bring you the book on Thursday, Brie. It's
Oh my
really
God,
funny.
I love it. This event's in Spanish and English too, which is cool.
That's
Man,
nice.
this looks so cool. So if you're into the spooky season, man, there are so many cool things to do. And if you haven't been to the Corky Gonzalez Library, it's gorgeous. It's a really nice, beautiful library. Lots of light. Love it. Cool. Okay, so we've got. What are we starting with?
We've got the Big
4.
Read on
The
Friday.
Big Read. Okay, Botanic Gardens.
Yep. And then we've got the Lowry Art and Architecture Loop on Saturday morning. We have Choctoberfest all day Saturday in Aurora. And then we have La Llorona Festival in West Colfax.
Oh, man. I mean, I want to go to the art and architecture tour. No one else wants to go to that. It's going to be me and 5 old guys. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, all 4 of these I think are so cool. I mean, I think I know where my heart is, but I think all of these sound really cool and I want to go to all of them.
I've got another one I'm leaning to. What do you guys?
What do you think,
thinking
Olivia?
about?
I mean, I want to go to Chocoween or whatever, Choctober.
Choctoberween.
Choctoberween, yeah.
Choctoberfest looks pretty cool. They're also having a costume contest, so interpret chocolate however you want. You can dress up.
Yeah.
I don't know, as Willy Wonka.
I'm not ready. My costume's not ready yet, but...
Well, this could be This is a practice.
Okay.
I'd be down for that. I mean, it sounds fun, and who doesn't like
good.
chocolate?
I know.
I mean, my heart's at La Llorona Festival.
Mine is
but
too.
Yeah. That's Sunday, though, isn't it? You could do both.
No, it's Saturday.
Oh, well.
And you know
have
the
to
rules.
You have to
We
pick
have very
one.
We have to
strict
pick
rules.
one.
But I could do any of them. But I think Choctoberfest would be a fun group activity.
I think so, too.
There you have it. Choctoberfest is the official CityCast Denver, maybe for your weekend, but there is plenty more where that came from. You can find more of Peyton's best bets in our newsletter, Hey Denver, which you can subscribe to at denver.citycast.fm. Peyton rounds up events every day of the week, but especially Fridays when we do a super full calendar's worth of cool stuff to do. So yeah, man, it's so funny, you guys. I feel like I'm turning into a Halloween person because there's so much cool stuff to do.
Yes, we've converted you.
You're slowly converting me. Peyton, Olivia, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, this was super fun.
Thanks, guys.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed the show, why not take a minute to tell La Llorona about us? Rate the show wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to our morning newsletter, Hey Denver, and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. See ya. Food court. A court of food.